Trojan Felly, what's up, man? USCJ here. It's the top of the morning. It's the top of the morning. Listen, I hope everybody is getting ready to get up, get out, and make some things happen this morning. Listen, we got to talk about USC versus LSU. And listen, I'm only talking about this because there are quite a few fans that are going on Twitter right now. And of course, I was tagged in a couple of things, and I just probably kind of prompt the idea to just really kind of discuss USC early on look at it. There's no way we could predict it. And I'm going to tell you guys why. I'm going to talk about that because I think it's just too many moving pieces right now. And I will get into that as closer to the game gets. But when you look at these two teams, both of them are very similar in the aspect of both of them are losing Heisman Trophy winning quarterbacks. Of course, you guys know USC has a lot of talent still coming back, just like LSU. And I'm gonna tell you guys this from a defensive perspective. There's some things that I've been seeing on the defense that USC is I think that we can expect the unexpected. And what I mean by that, when I look at guys like you see him near number 17, DeCarlos Nicholson, who is a phenomenal tackler. He came from Mississippi State. I think that he is going to be an absolute game changer, but I'm not going to say who's going to win positions because I told you guys these guys are going to battle it out in the spring. And when I want to let these guys have the opportunity to get their full justice, if you will, to get the no outside influences of my media anywhere that needs to say who's going to win the job. But I think when you look at some of these guys, even guys like Anthony Beavers, the guy is absolutely a tackling machine. But he doesn't just tackle. He's been coming through, driving through guys, and I saw some footage, not this footage, some. Let me just say, I saw some other footage that most people hadn't seen. And I'm gonna say this: a guy like Anthony Beavers, I could really see him playing a position. You guys know that Deontay Lynn said that there's going to be a Mike, a Will, and a Sam. It would not surprise me if a guy, because Anthony Beavers 6'1", 220. This is April 4th. I'm time stepping this right now because I want you guys to hold these receipts because I can see a guy like Anthony Beavers moving all around the field, whether it's playing nickelback, whether it's playing safety, or even playing the Sam linebacker. I know it sounds crazy, but the guy is the way he looks to me, and my evaluation, the way I'm viewing this, I just think he could play the Sam linebacker with the Mike linebacker and the Will linebacker because you guys know the Sam linebacker is going to swap out for the nickelback, which will most likely be somebody like Jalen Smith or Antoine Figgins type of guy. I can really see that happening. And you got Akili Arnold and, of course, Ramsey, guys like that playing safety. I just think it'll give a guy like Anthony Beavers an opportunity to just kind of move around and then come back, just however they decide to do it. But that's just my thinking because to me, he looks incredible. I mean, and another guy that looks incredible to me, of course, is the two running backs, both of them. That the footage that I saw, Brian Jackson and Quinn Joyner and Woody Marks, both of those guys look extremely well. So that's that with that. But we'll talk about LSU as well. They got quite a few guys returning. But the quarterback, they're breaking in another quarterback just like us. Jalen Daniels was the quarterback for those two teams. So the question is, here is, and that's the quarterback there. I think his name is Nuss. But what is going to be the measuring stick as it relates to how to judge this game and how to judge these two teams? As I stated, this is no early prediction, but what would be my measuring stick? If in my thought process, how do I view this? So here's the way I'm gonna see it. Here's the way I'm gonna think about it. I gotta go back to the first game of the season, and let me pull this up real quick. Let's see if it's this one. This is the first game of the season, which was LSU versus that's it right there. LSU versus Florida State. And you see those numbers right there, and you see the score was 24-45. And so if I said I gotta have some type of measuring stick, this is the only way I think I could measure it right now. Now, we know that it's not going to be accurate, but this is the way I would do it. And you look at it like this. You look at Jaden Daniels, he's gone, but he had a successful game. Jordan Travis, he's gone in that coach for Florida State, but he had a successful game. But most of the moving pieces, but you look at the score and you look at the yardage that was put forth toward a team with the team like Florida State on that defense. I think USC has an opportunity, and it was the first game. Jaden Daniels did win a Heisman Trophy last year, and for him to not have, I mean, he still threw for 346 yards that game, but for them to not win that game and put up more points, I think that's really saying something. They lost 2 years in a row to that same, pretty much same Florida State team. And so that would be my first measure stick. And the reason I said that is because let's look at this. Let me see if I can pull this up. No, let me pull this one up first. Florida State did play a team like Louisville. And I think that's one measure stick that we could use as it relates to looking at this game. Florida State versus Louisville was a very, very somewhat competitive game. Of course, Jordan Travis wasn't there, but the Louisville did not allow them to put up that many points. And of course, Louisville wasn't able to score that many points as well. But you look at what USC did to Louisville, and we'll talk about that. I'm not going to get into all the numbers, but these two teams did play. LSU played Florida State, and Louisville played Florida State. So this is the only way I'm measuring it right now. And I know that's just not the complete way. Everybody wants the answers right now. It's not going to be the answers. But when you look at what USC was able to do, putting up 42 points, and I think that's what a lot of people got to realize. USC is going to be able to put up points against a team like LSU. I mean, that's just what they do. USC puts up 40-some points. They average that all throughout the years. And even when, of course, Miller Moss came in and filled for a guy like Caleb Williams, USC didn't miss a beat. That's just the characteristics of a Lincoln Riley offense. And then you couple that with a guy like what Miller Moss was able to do, going for 23 for 33, 372 yards, 6 touchdowns, 1 INT. That's the so-called backup quarterback who was able to come in there and do his thing against a team like Louisville, who played Florida State, and Florida State, who played LSU. So that's the only way. That's the reasoning. The only measure stick that I'm coming with today is it, and that's just a brief look and my thought process as it relates to that. And I think USC is absolutely going to have enough talent. Now you couple that with the defense that's going to be tightened up. I've seen guys like Jahid Abasari as well, able to come in there and move and groove, the freshman and other guys. But, I mean, he just kind of stood out to me, and it was kind of a shocker to see a freshman looking like that big, that fast. This defense is going to be much improved. And when you're talking about a guy like D'Anton Lynn that took a UCLA defense that was ranked, I believe they were ranked in the 90s last year, and then they came in a top 10 defense pretty much all throughout the year and actually finished out at number 11 defense in the country. I think that is speaking, big time values for the USC football defense. And so we're going to see improved defense. And I said this, if we could just have a top 20 defense, a top 30 defense, and we go in against that game and play top 30 against a team like LSU, I think USC can absolutely win that game. So that's just my thought process. You guys can drop those comments. Those fans are going to continue to fight on Twitter all year, because the closer it gets, the more this thing is starting to itch on all of us, and all of us want to see exactly how this game is going to be, man. So you guys drop those comments in the comment section. What are your thoughts as it relates to the USC versus LSU game? I think USC is going to be ready to rock and roll. I think it's going to be go time, on it popping, on it cracking. Listen, everybody that comes on, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. You guys already know where you can find me. It's going to be USCJ32 on Instagram and USCJ32 on Twitter. And listen, don't forget, go to buckedup.com. Buckedup.com. Use promo code USCJ32, and you will get a discount. Multiple people have hit me, told me they got discounts with this Bucked Up. And these are some of the things. I use these Bucked Up shots, energy shots. Of course, I use the Bucked Up energy drinks, which are down in the fridge, as well as other products that I have as well that I use. So multiple products there, men and women could all benefit from it. So you guys drop those comments in the comment section. You guys tell me what you think. It's USCJ32 on Instagram, USCJ32 on Twitter. Until later on, everybody stay blessed. Fight on, fight on, fight on.